Hey guys, Charles Galloway from Charles Galloway Marketing, and today I want to talk about our luxury listing accelerator. Okay, this is it's a marketing and advertising strategy for listings that are over $2.5 million. However, the strategy can work for any listing. It works a little better for high-end listings simply because it is a paid advertising system, and naturally, higher listings, more expensive listings have more expensive commissions, so the ad spend is a little more justified. But when we do it for our clients, we will only do it for $2.5 million listings. However, if you, it's really a good presentation to learn because you can apply the principles to any listing. So in this presentation, the idea is if you watch this whole presentation, you will think about how to advertise a luxury listing completely differently. In fact, you'll think about all advertising differently. So here we go. So the thing you need to know about me and us as a company is we're data scientists. We're obsessed with data-driven advertising because if you become obsessed with data, you can kind of start guaranteeing specific outcomes. And that is really what we do, and that is what this luxury listing accelerator does. So the first thing that we have to figure out when we launch any kind of advertising campaign, and you should too, is you need to decide on what is your KPI. Okay, KPI stands for Key Performance Indicator, meaning you're going to launch this advertising campaign. How are you going to measure if it's successful or not? Okay, what's going to be the KPI, like what is going to be the measurement that you're going to use, to figure out if it's working. For luxury listings, the KPI that we always use is the number of showings that you can get. You want to advertise with the intention to get the property shown. The reason why showings are so great is because it is known in the industry, the National Association of Realtors has proven over millions and millions of listings that on average it takes between 10 and 25 showings to get a house sold. Okay? Meaning, basically what that means is in an amazing market, in a great market, it'll take on average 10 showings to get it sold. And in a bad market, it'll take on average 25 showings. So either way, it's going to get sold if it's getting shown. So the 25 number is the one that we focus on because we know it takes the market conditions out of it. We make a plan to get you 25 showings. We're not agents. We don't get a percentage of the commission. We just want the house to get sold. We just want to do our job, and we know if we've gotten you 25 showings and the house sold, then we've done our job. So working with us, it's like we just get right to the root of the problem. If we can get 25 showings, it'll get sold. And you should approach your listing that way as well. You want to have a mathematical advantage, because it'll take emotion out of it. And this is also something that you can present to your sellers of this listing, but it's also, you can use these statistics to get new listings. If you start explaining to a seller, like, hey, this is what we do different. Like, we focus on how many showings it's getting. If we're going to get you 25 showings, and if we get you 25 showings to your property, it'll probably be sold. And if not, then at least we'll know that it's overpriced. It's another great point to make that, we've run advertising campaigns before where we've gotten them 25 showings and it still hadn't been sold. But in every single one of those cases, it was obviously overpriced. So this method gives you a little peace of mind, at least. And sometimes you might have a seller who's just unrealistic. We all know. But at least if you know that you did your job, you got 25 showings and it's still not sold, still hadn't been sold, or there's not many offers, then it justifies you kind of walking away from the listing and not feeling bad about it because it's overpriced. And we all know if things are outrageously overpriced, then it's not your fault. No amount of advertising in the world is going to compensate for a property being overpriced. The other big thing that we do, because our job is to get 25 showings, and we're going to do the easiest way to get 25 showings. The biggest mistake I see listing agents do is they when they start advertising their listing, they try to find the buyer themselves. Like they try to run advertising in a way that's going to target like an actual potential buyer to come call them and say, hey, I want to buy this house. And then, that's the greatest thing in the world, right? If you bring in the buyer as well, then you get both sides of the transaction and you make double. It's like, yeah, that's great. We get it. But the odds of that happening are just very slim to none from an advertising perspective. Now, you might have your own clients that might buy your listing. However, you don't need us for that. Our job is to advertise and find people that you've never met before. And so, essentially, we're not going to really focus on your own sphere of influence. We're going to try to bring in people and other agents that, have never met you before. And so the way we do that is we run advertising at the other real estate agents, okay? And this has a huge amount of advantages, mainly because we know who the other real estate professionals are in the area. We can get their emails, we can send them text messages, we can call them directly. You don't know who the other buyers are. There's not a public database of buyers. There is a public database of real estate professionals, and you should have your own database of all the real estate agents in the area because those are your colleagues. You need to be working with them. You need to be notifying them about open houses, about new listings, about all kinds of stuff. So the main thing that sets us apart as an advertising company and advertising strategist is we just take all the BS out of it and we just go right at the people who've got active buyers, because you when you do that, you have 100 times better chance to getting that property sold. And it's measurable. That's the best thing about it. So the way it works when someone hires us, and this is even if you don't hire us, this is what I recommend you doing. So let's say you're going to do some advertising to try and get 25 showings. You're going to start advertising to the other agents. The first thing I recommend is getting an email list of all the agents in your area. Okay, you can usually get this with like 2 clicks inside your MLS. You can export a roster of all the active agents from your MLS board. Okay, and it usually has their email, their cell. The real estate industry is an industry that wants to be contacted. Okay, their personal contact information is everywhere, and they want to be contacted. So you don't have to worry about that as much. And remember, active buyers, their data isn't anywhere. So you always, when you're running advertising, cold advertising, it's way better to know to be able to contact your target audience than to try and run ads just hoping someone, that you've never met sees it. So start with email. Also, text blast, which is the same concept as an email blast, but it's just sent to their cell phone text, cell phone via text. That actually performs way better than email. It's more expensive, like they charge per message sent, but it has amazing results. The next thing that really works extremely well is geo-targeted social media ads via Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And we recommend doing like a video ad, usually you on camera at the listing just saying, let's say it's San Diego. Hey, San Diego agents, this is Charles Galloway. I want to tell you about this new listing today. It's 123 Banana Street, and I've never seen a listing like this. You really need to set up a showing. If you click the link below, I'm doing private showings this week. Please reach out. This house isn't going to stay on the market long. Blah, 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 blah. So make social media posts like that, where it's you in the listing talking to the other agents. Don't frame it towards buyers, because if you go straight at the other agents, they like you all of a sudden, and they want to show the property, whereas if you're trying to go around the other agents and find your own buyer, they're not really going to help you. That's just the reality. So you want to create like a team atmosphere, with you and the other agents, whether they're in your brokerage or not. Okay, and then the next 2 options, they're kind of optional. We don't do this every time, but if you really want to get 25 showings, doing a cold call campaign, and we will do this for you. Like I have trained cold callers on staff where we will call on your behalf usually it's the top 1,000 agents in your area. You know, we can look up the numbers, and we will call them. Like, let's say your name's John Smith, and you know, I would call the other agents and say, hey, this is Charles with the John Smith team. I'm calling. We've got this brand new listing, and John would really love for you to come see it. Could I set up a time for you to come and preview it? Especially if you have active buyers, like this listing's not going to stay on the market fast. You know, would you be interested in coming and see it in person? You know, and any agent that gets that call is going to be flattered, for one. And most of them, you got to understand, like on any given day, there's a percentage of people in your area that have active buyers that they are showing property to. And, you know, if you're trying to get a showing, all you got to do is let them know about it. You know, it's arbitrary which listings that an agent goes and shows. It really is. A lot of times they just pick 5 showings and, you know, they drive their client around to see them. You know, they don't, it really doesn't matter to them, you know, which showing it is. So it might as well be yours. And then the other thing that really works is ringless voicemail, which is where you record a voicemail message, and you can actually, there's technology now where you can just drop that voicemail in their voicemail inbox. And so you record one audio message, like for all the agents, you know, you just make it general and say, hey, this is John Smith. I was just calling. I've got this really great listing, and I was wondering if you wanted to come see it. If you'd like to set up a showing, just text me. It's not gonna stay on the market fast, and you really need to see this in person. Text me, and I'll set up a showing. And you just blast that out to every single agent. And when every single agent gets that private voicemail, I assure you, you know, something will happen. And so those are the 5 things that we do. And the key, you know, you want to get 25 showings, but the first goal, you got to set up the advertising campaign to you know, in phases. And phase 1 is just to figure out how to get 1 showing, you know, and run paid ads and paid outreach. And you run it until you get 1 showing, and then once you get 1 showing, you stop right there and you calculate, okay, what did we do to get that 1 showing? How much paid ads did it take? How many emails did we send out? How many text messages? You know, how many cold calls? How many ringless voicemails? Once you know the number to get 1 showing, all you do is multiply it by 25, and then you have got. Then you will know. Sorry, let me get down here. You will know from that point. Here it is. The formula is calculate the ad spend to get 1 showing, multiply by 25. That equals the total ad spend. Once you know how much it's going to cost to get 25 showings, then you just make a plan and a budget and just go spend that money. You know, over the course of about 30 days, just run the advertising, let it run, set up and let it run, and then show the property. You know, that's all you got to do. And that's what we will do for you. If you have a listing over $2.5 million, we will do this for you. And we can practice. We can guarantee 25 showings. We can't guarantee it'll sell because if it's priced correctly, we kind of can guarantee that it'll get sold. But if it's overpriced, obviously we can't. We could guarantee you the showings usually, but you know, it needs to be priced right for us to succeed. But the best thing about it is, you know, we're very confident in our service because we know if we get you 25 showings, then at least we're covering up our side of the deal. And if it's gotten 25 showings and no offers and nobody's buying it, I hate to break it to you, it's overpriced, or there's some kind of functional obsolescence, or there's something wrong with it, or, you know. And so, and at least, you know, you can move on and feel confident that you did your job. So anyways, that is our luxury listing accelerator. Please set up a free consultation. There's a link somewhere around this video where you can set up a call with us, and these are completely free. You know, even if you don't have a $2.5 million listing or above, we love to help people, and you should follow our YouTube, follow us on all social media, watch our YouTube channel mostly. You will, if you just watch all our videos, you will learn how to get listings sold. And it doesn't, you can apply this to a $300,000 listing. You know, it doesn't really matter. If you're going to hire a team like us, you know, it needs to be a really nice listing to justify all the ad spend. But because we have a fee and then there's ad spend, you know, so, but we do these videos because we want, you know, we want people to learn the process and know how it works. And we want you to give it a try on your own, even if you can't get us to do it. But the best thing about it is once you do this once and it works, you will do this every time. We know, most of our clients, all of our clients are return clients. I mean, once we've successfully gotten one of their houses sold, they just hire us every time because, if anything, it gives them ammunition when they're in listing presentations with sellers. They can say, we actually, with our, clients, we'll make a listing presentation for them and say, here, we'll train them how to present it to sellers. It's like, this is how you can secure listings. So we not only we get your listing sold, we help you secure more listings. So we're a great team to work with. So click the link below somewhere around this video and set up a call with me. I love doing these calls. We work with people all over the nation. It's a virtual service. We do not have to be in your area by any means. So please click the link below, and I look forward to chatting with you.